So how did you first get into this? Because I still remember when it was like Warcraft versus StarCraft, and then World of Warcraft came out.
Yeah, because there was the whole Warcraft world, the sort of more RPG strategy sort of side to it, which started off all the lore and character, which is great. I didn't jump in at that stage. I jumped in when World of Warcraft came out. I'm not really a strategy sort of game guy. It's not for me. I've been out for like 3 or 4 days, and one of my friends had started playing it, and he just started to talk about it a lot. And I was like, he's really obsessed with this. I mean, I remember I used to see him on MSN Messenger. Remember MSN Messenger?
Yeah.
He'd be on like all night, and I'd be like, this game must be good.
Yeah.
So I remember going down to Game in the middle of Belfast beside HMV, and I saw it on the shelf. I thought, will I? And I often look back and think of that like a sliding doors moment. Will I buy this game? Would I have, if I hadn't bought that game, would I have ever bought it? Or would that have been it? And would I ever have worked for Blizzard? Would I have DJ'd BlizzCon? Would I have done a voice in the game? I've lost friends over it. I've gained friends over it. You know, it's just like, because at first when I started playing this, a lot of my friends were like, do you want to come out? And I'd be like, well, actually, no.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
I'm just going to sit in the house here and play.
Got my friends
And they didn't
here.
get it at all.
No.
They didn't get it at all. They didn't understand that I was talking to people and they were actually collaborating and stuff. You know, actually doing something real. Real.
And they never
real.
had any interest in like doing it themselves.
No, I mean, they came around eventually. Yeah, that was a very slow but steady takeover of my gaming life. And since then, I really, although I've had every console, I don't really play anything apart from that.
Which faction do you play as?
Well, both really. I'm more Horde. I would definitely go for the Horde side, but I like the lore and characters on both sides. So I would always have at least one of each, although I've got way more than one of each.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
let's not pretend.
I think that is like the fun thing about it though, is that sort of being able to choose a side. I don't know, there's something like fascinating about that.
Well, and the current expansion, I don't think the sides currently are very important. You're kind of working together at the minute, kind of. But we're working together against a greater evil at the minute, but that changes from expansion to expansion.
Yeah.
I like it when they're sort of pitched more towards each other. I like the sort of enemy vibe.
Yeah. Like a bit of drama.
Yeah.
Live a little bit for it.
We'll go back to it though, I'm sure.
Hey, thank you so much for checking into this episode of The Games That Made Me. We're a small channel working hard to grow, and we love your support. If you could hit that subscribe button and give us a like, we'd really appreciate it. The more support we have from you all, the bigger the guests we can get on the show. Now, back to the episode.
And then like what expansion would you say is like one of your favorites?
Well, I loved Vanilla. I loved Burning Crusade. I really loved Legion. But probably Wrath of the Lich King. I think that's a popular one too. I think it really peaked for me then. I mean, I was spending serious time in game.
Yeah.
And I would have had weekly raid slots and stuff, which you kind of had an epiphany about. It sort of changed a little for me when I realised that I was treating it like a job, and I already had a job. And it was kind of like, well, I can always give up this job.
This is your side hustle.
Yeah, but it was more interesting, clearly. I don't really do the serious raiding anymore because of that. It's just the time. And I wanted to feel like it's fun rather than a commitment.
I guess that's the thing. Like if it was real life, like if this is like actually what you did, do you think it would actually be what you would do? Like could you imagine like World of Warcraft, but that is your life.
Do you really think I haven't imagined this?
Yeah.
I would swap. Give me 3 seconds to put on my armor.
Yeah.
I would swap tomorrow.
Yeah.
I think it's more straightforward. I mean, if someone annoys you, you go and get your big hammer and smash it over the head. Not advocating that, by the way, not in any way. But,
yeah. But yeah, going out,
it's a more
doing
simple
raids.
life.
Yeah.
You know, you have a problem, you go and throw things at it, and you get a nice piece of loot at the end of it.
And you're with your community as well.
Exactly.
And they all beat things too.
And also with the new expansion, I feel that there's more to do for the solo player. I play a lot on my own, and there's more to do. You can sort of keep up more. It used to be if you didn't play in a top guild or a top rating or a Mythic Plus group, you would be really behind in gear and stuff. But there's ways now to keep up. It's been really cleverly done, I think.
Do you still have like the same friends who you play with now versus when you did when you first started?
Yeah. It's been a lot of expansion since then, and people have kind of drifted off, but they've been kind of replaced with new people. Yeah, that's probably the best part of the game, when you find a really nice group of people to play with, and you look forward to logging on, you look forward to having a bit of fun, and like you feel like you're accomplishing something, even though you're not really.
Yeah.
But As long as it makes you happy, you are.
Yeah, you're doing something together. You're doing an activity together. Yeah. And then you said that you've mentioned having characters named after you. How'd that come about?
Well, there's a few things. There's a few little references in the game, which I will tell you. I mean, it's so crazy, like hearing your voice in game.
Yeah.
And killing yourself in game is also a trip, you know.
I recommend it to everybody.
Oh, yes, it's very cleansing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I play, I think it's Overseer Gore, and he's in Black Fathom Deep. He's the orc just before the final boss. You'll hear me shouting at you throughout the dungeon in a very disgruntled manner. But yeah, that was so much fun. It's a really good company to work with. And there's a garrison follower called Kristian Nairn, which weirdly is a rogue. Because I'm not the stealthiest person. You know, I'm not going to be able to steal your purse. You're going to see me. And there's a yeti, a little battle pet called Hodor. And then there's a thing called Brawlers Guild, and there's a boss in there called Fran and Rodo, which is taken from Bran and Hodor.
Yeah.
So there's all these little references in there, which is lovely.
Yeah.
You know, it's a trip. And every now and then, I did it for the first time in like 3 years. Last week, I took one of my guildmates into Black Fathom Deep, and I heard him. I let him hear me yelling.
Look at me. Look at me. It's me yelling.
It's me that killed me.
Yeah. If there could be another character that you could voice in WoW, who would it be?
I mean, most of my favourites have already been done. So I guess I can look for a new character.
Yeah.
My old favourite character would have been Tyrion Fordring. He's a head of the Silver Hand, I believe. You guys are you're going to tell me I'm wrong, but he was a paladin, instrumental in killing the Lich King. But he was a very strong character, which I would love to have played. If they ever do a live action again, I would love to play him. Hi guys.
Yeah.
Well, I've been asked them to do an animation in the style of. I got the idea from watching that show.
Oh, Secret Level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was just like,
why are we not doing this?
Warcraft is made for this. Like their cinematics are better than the movie was. I think the cinematics are incredible. They know what they're doing. Make a goddamn cartoon, please.
And you've also struggled with like drug addiction as well, and you've been really open about that. And you said that like WoW played a part in like recovery and that kind of thing. Like how did that happen for you? Around
the time I had sort of really lost myself, and I remember seeing myself in the mirror, didn't recognize myself, and that's when I realized I needed to take action. I already was playing WoW at the time. I decided to take myself off out of the city, away from my friends, away from the people I would have partied with. I went down to the coast, and I rented a little chalet cottage and set up my computer, got my little dog, and for 6 months I just locked myself away, really, and got my head together. I had planned to do lots of beach walks with the dog. I didn't go to the beach once in 6 months. I was literally at the end of my garden. But my dog's just as bad as me. He hates being outside. Yeah. So it's just a little tiny thing. I sat basically for 6 months and immersed myself in this game. And I came back then after 6 months, and I was back to being myself, whatever that means.
I think that is like important to have those moments. Like I think.
Yeah, I wouldn't change it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't change it because I'm obviously drug free now, and I don't have any desire to go down that path again. I might have still had that, I might have still had that question, but now I don't have it. It's gone. It's not for me.